Kyle is the sponsor, and the group is called Better Utica Downtown. Is that correct, Kyle?
That is correct, Bill.
Okay. So we were on the, just reiterating what we talked about, not one job created downtown. I take issue with that, and you're saying that you come up with that number because of the consolidation.
That is correct.
And my contention with that is that same argument could be used to not do the hospital at St. Luke's because the consolidation is still going to happen, and you say that you feel my numbers are off with that.
Well, no, Bill, to clarify kind of what I was saying, I mean, look, the hospital, in talking in terms of job creation, right, moving this downtown, it's not going to create a job putting it downtown. We're making the argument and we're making the case that putting the hospital in downtown Utica is not feasible. It's not financially viable, especially for the taxpayers like myself. I mean, I live in the city of Utica. I own a home here, and there are a lot of businesses also in that area that they do a lot of business in Utica. You have Wilcor International. I know I plugged them last time I was on the show.
Yeah.
They do a lot of international business too, and they pay their taxes, and that contributes to the tax base. This hospital will take it away from the tax base. This is just really something that's not, again, financially viable for downtown Utica.
How do you, but again, how can you say in the commercial will not create one job? That's so absolute, and I don't know if people can buy that.
Well, that's actually coming from Mohawk Valley Health System. I mean, when talking in terms of new jobs, Bill, when we really think in terms of that connotation, I guess, if you will, that's bringing in additional jobs, right? That's adding.
So you're saying the hospital is not going to add jobs by moving it downtown?
Correct. That is correct.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
just as you said, too, they're consolidating this. There will be fewer employees that are employed when this is done.
All right, well, it's confusing in the commercial. It makes it sound like not one new job will be created because the hospital exists downtown.
Well, no, I mean, they're going to employ fewer folks. I mean, you said that yourself, too.
Well, I don't know that for a fact, but I would assume that with consolidation would come a more lean facility, but that would be the same case over at St. Luke's if we were to go over there. You challenge that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. The barrier to West Utica, how do you see that? There's already the arterial going through.
I mean, Bill, we've already seen renditions. The OD published a rendition as far as what the hospital will look like in downtown Utica. It's this big box. It's essentially going to block the connection between Barrett Street down to the Utica Auditorium. It's going to block, and it's going to ruin the walkability and the viability of that area.
Okay. All right. What else? And you're obviously you guys are spending money. You must be collecting money, or people are donating money in order to pay for these commercials that are running. What do you want? What do you want? You want to rile people up? You think that these commercials will stop the process from going forward?
No, I mean, Bill, I made a statement early on in your show the last time I was on it that the hospital will not be going downtown, and I still hold very true to that. We have received an overwhelming. We just had a ton of people really support us and really step up and say thank you for coming out and getting that message out. We stand behind you 100%. I mean, the support has really been overwhelming. And again, I'm just saying that I'm new to this, but yeah, we would love to have more people engage in this issue. We would love to have more people partake in this, and they can visit us online. We have a website, betterutica.downtown.com. We have a Facebook page that you can like and engage us. We hold weekly meetings. These are open to the public. These are unscripted meetings, by the way. These are meetings for if anyone wants to come in and learn more, they can absolutely do that and hear more about what our plan for downtown Utica.
I want to tell you that Foxconn is a company that we heard from the president that they were going to be investing. They build monitors for Apple. They were going to be investing, and they're looking for a location. And I know that Oneida County, I know that New York State, I know economic development officials really tried to intercept and at least get a shot in at this. They spent $10 billion. They will spend $10 billion. They've chosen Wisconsin as their location. They're claiming they're going to create 13,000 jobs. So my question to you is certainly when a company like this comes in, they want to look at downtown. They want to see a vibrant downtown, a transformed downtown. How does Better Utica Downtown transform Utica, and to do it quickly enough to add jobs, because I got to tell you something. You can put all the donut shops you want in there. You can put all the restaurants you want. And if we don't have high-paying jobs, decent-paying jobs that are added to this area, those businesses will not thrive, and you're going to be right back where you were, where they're going to close up shop. So how do you do that?
Well, Bill, I mean, that's a very good point. In talking in terms of downtown, there was an article, I believe, published in the New York Times that really focused on a lot of companies that, reiterating what you're saying, that they are focused on downtowns, and they want to see how a city is doing in their downtown, what they're doing in their downtown. But, yeah, so the first thing that we need to do, I mean, we have the Poster Child building, right? It's the old Photo Fair building that's been held by the city of Utica for over 10 years, and they have refused to sell that building. There have been offers on that building. We got to get the city to allow folks like us to go forward, to purchase these buildings, to transform these buildings, to bring in businesses. I mean, not just a donut shop, Bill. I mean, you're talking in terms of whether it's a coffee shop, it could be a small retail store, a mom-and-pop retail store. I mean, there are a lot of viable options for that area, and the opportunity is really endless, and we could transform that area in a relatively short period of time.
Well, you could. If the hospital goes down, they will transform that in a matter of 3 or 4 years. The word, and listen, I've been around. I hate to make it seem as if I'm that old, but I'm 52 years old. I've worked here off and on for many years, and I've been through all of this. And I've been through when Mayor Hanna tried to create like a little mall downtown with the whatever building that is. I think Utica College is in there right now. And they brought businesses in, and he paid $50,000 to some production company that was going to come in and make movies there, and blah, 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 blah. Well, they're all gone, and they were gone within a year. And I just don't know how in organically, as we use that current word that everybody's using, I don't know how you are going to be able to pull this off by transforming downtown enough that a company like Foxconn would look and say, wait a minute, good workforce there. I think we could, this is a progressive city that's moving forward, a progressing city that's moving forward. I don't know how you pull that off by saying we're going to pull that off. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'd love to tell you how we're going to pull that off, Bill. Just to give you a little background, the hospital, by transformation and using that definition, I mean, they're not going to transform downtown. They will transform in the sense that they're going to bulldoze downtown, but it's not going to be that organic growth that we really need. I mean, we've seen that organic growth. We've seen it down at Bag Square. We've seen it up at Landmarks. And listen, Bill, I'm right there with you. Granted, I may not have the number of years, and
I may not be as old as you, Bill, but let me tell you. Okay, all right.
Kind of dance around that, but the point is though that look. Well, I'm as frustrated as you are, and that's why Better Utica Downtown really came about. Look, we're sick of this too. We want to transform this. We want to stop this decline, and we want to help enhance our city. We want to transform our city. I mean, I live here too, and we're just as frustrated. And that's really, we're not just a no hospital downtown group. I mean, we want to say, okay, yes, no hospital downtown, and then what? And then we come in, and then we can really transform.
I got to tell you, for a guy like me, here's the problem, Kyle, is that if I'm sitting there and I get to decide, and boy, I wish I did. If I'm sitting there, I have the county exec, the legislature, I have Common Council. Some members now are going the other way, but you have Brindisi and Griffo and Pacenti and that group. The governor saying we're going to put money in. They're ready to invest money. The hospital's trying to raise money now. They're going to end up adding a parking garage. And then your plan is that I think we can do this, and we're going to do it organically, and it's going to be great. I'm picking them because you don't have any money in the game here.
I do have a lot of money in the game.
But there's not enough.
I do a lot of business as well.
I understand, but there's not. You are not going to be able to come in and in one clean swoop clean that whole area up, and they can. So I think they win.
I disagree with that, and I think it's a little disingenuous to say that because when they're talking in terms of cleaning that area up, they're talking in terms of bulldozing it, Bill. They're not talking in terms of how to really build that area up.
I can't. Let's
have a vacant building.
Let's save the Ray Seacon building because that probably needs to be saved. I mean, some of these buildings are falling down. It's rough over there.
But the building that you're referring to that's, quote, falling down, that's a city-owned building, a building that the city has owned for 10 years. The city doesn't have the money to go and restore these buildings. I mean, they can't even afford to pave our roads.
I'm going to take I'm going to ask you, do you have anything to add?
I just want to say one thing.
Sure.
Kyle.
They, by the way, are we. Let's not forget that. They, the city of Utica, are we. And are we, I don't live in Utica, but let's just say we, ready to pay more in tax dollars to be able to have the roads paved? Because when you say they can't afford it, that means your tax rates are not going up, and that's why they can't afford it.
I just want to say first, I'm glad that Kyle and the other groups that are involved here are having their message out, and I think that's a good thing. And I think they're presenting a different picture of what they think the city could be, and I think that's fine, and I think it's great. But Bill, you said they're going to put something new and shiny in there, and Kyle, your reply was they're just going to bulldoze it. Well, they're going to bulldoze it and then build a brand new hospital there. It's not just going to be like an empty field with rocks and stones and weeds growing everywhere.
Sure, but, bulldozing downtown and taking away that opportunity, taking away the tax base and taking from that, when we can have that hospital, whether it's at St. Luke's, whether some folks have said it could go up at Old Main. Look, that's for the hospital to figure out, but downtown's not viable.
All right.
And that's
Kyle,
okay.
Wouldn't it save you money? Wouldn't it save you money to take a building in another part of the city that's in good structural shape and put organic businesses in those buildings as opposed to dumping money into it? I think
the hospital should come down and you guys should focus on Bleecker Street, which is in nearby Utica that needs focusing. I think you could focus on Genesee Street, which is right downtown Utica, which needs to be focused on. There are many other areas in the city that your group could do good work on with the hospital going downtown. So I want to ask you this. If the hospital goes downtown and they do bulldoze, as you say, will your group continue to work to make Bleecker Street thrive and to make West Utica thrive and to make Cornhill thrive and Genesee Street? Will you guys continue to do work?
Absolutely, Bill.
Okay.
This is just the beginning for us. And
all right, I think that's good.
I've got to get this in, Bill. That area is so critical because it is the connecting area. It connects Genesee Street. It connects the Arts District. It connects the Brewery District. It connects the Entertainment District down where the auditorium is. That is why that area is so critical, and that is why it's also critical that we save that area.
All right. Thank you, Kyle. I appreciate you spending the time with us this morning. And again, for believing in your cause enough to really put money into it and to work hard for it, that's certainly an honorable action. So congratulations for that, all right?
All right.
We can disagree, but we can agree on that. All right, cool.
Thank you.
Michael has been waiting. He's up on Paris Hill. Mike, what do you think?
I think that, I think he means well. I think it would be a fantastic concept, but you made a good point. You've got government folks sitting down. They've got concrete plans.
Yeah.
This guy's got a lot of fun, cool buzzwords. I'm waiting for the resist hashtag to pop up.
I got to tell you, can you imagine, Mike, if he okay, I can't let that go. That was kind of funny. Wouldn't you? This would be a different story if he was coming forward and saying, we've got company A, B, and C, and they're about to put in $5 billion or $100 million into that area right now, and this is what we're going to do. Don't tear it down. Would that change your mind?
Well, absolutely. And, if I want to create a business, if there's something that I want to do, I have to have a very intense plan, and it would be scrutinized, and rightfully so when you want to borrow a lot of money.
Yeah.
My sister lives in Miami Beach. She was a lifelong resident, and she comes up a couple times a year. And she came up, and we were driving around. I showed her the new arterial and stuff, and, it was pretty cool. She was kind of impressed. And then, of course, we took a little spin down Lafayette and Columbia, and we're talking about the Ray Seacon building, and we're looking at that. And, so who's going to hook that thing up and revitalize that? And I understand that, first of all, that building cannot be contributing a significant amount of money in taxes to the base.
Right.
Am I wrong on that?
No, I think you're absolutely. Well, it's contributing nothing because it's city-owned right now.
That building, but there are businesses down there.
There are businesses down there, yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. I mean, I remember Chicago Market, that place on that corner. My mother worked there years ago, but I think it's great that somebody wants to take a look at making something happen, but it's just really, it appears to me, and I'm kind of a dope, but anyway, it's a lot of talk. I wish him luck. I think it's great. I mean, I called before about the hospital and the medical. I know the medical care, and it makes sense if you have two hospitals making one hospital that those jobs are going to be cut, and that's unfortunate. So, like I said, I'm going to keep the zingers on the low.
Okay, all right.
I'll be respectful. But, like I said, I want the best for the area. I moved back here from Albany to start a family. It's a great place to grow up, great place to live. I mean, I'm invested in the area, and I don't want to crack on Utica. I mean, I'm from Utica. I'm proud of it. I just, everyone has to be held accountable. Yeah. If I want to start something up, if I want to occupy a space, I have to have concrete plans. I mean, it always starts with a spark.
I think you bring up Mike. It's very simple. The hospital downtown, the county, the state, they have a plan and they got money to back it up. This is what they want to do, and it's going to happen in 3 years. Versus, I think we can pull this off. I'm going to go with the done deal every time.
With organic businesses.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, anyway, giddy up.
Hey.
Thank you for your time.
Mike, hashtag thanks for the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Take it easy.
Okay, all right, I got a break.